Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Lightning Storm, the series where lightning always strikes twice as we talk about everything that has happened in the past week for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. It was a pretty eventful week here, so it's one of those weeks where we had something release and then something release really early, so we have a lot to talk about and a lot of leaks that happened as well, or pretty big leaks, so let's not waste any time and get right on into it. So first up for this week, we have some releases in the US. Now these are exactly what we said that was going to happen last weekend, and we're going to start with the Yellow Ranger figures again, because I really wasn't going to have a story about them here today, because I was pretty much just going to mention whenever I cover Wave 14, which will be the next story, that, hey, Pulse said they were going to get them this past week. They did. They're up on Pulse. They shipped from Pulse. People got them from Pulse, and I thought that that's all I would have to say. I forgot that we live in 2023 Lightning Collection era, where every single figure is a blind box. So I forgot that there was probably going to be quality control problems with them, and yeah, there is, but I at least saw one that appeared more than once, and that was that she was getting two of her left pointing hand, and I assume not the other right hand that she's supposed to have, so it's always the hands. It seems like it's always the hands that are a big problem. We had a big problem with those with Blue Centurion and Deluxe Wave 3, and we've had some problems with those and other figure releases, but it seems like a lot of times the biggest missing or wrong accessory, or Time Force Blue is a big problem with it too, we have is hands. Don't know why they can't get that right. Now there's been not as many problems with Maya, thankfully, but she's not exempt from that. My buddy Adam got a really weird one where he was missing the belt on his Maya, which is really weird because he was also missing the belt on his Time Force Blue, and even he was tweeting out how could this possibly have happened to him a second time. And then my buddy Daniel quote tweeted that tweet. It was a really funny one given the circumstance, that he got the rare behind the scenes photo version of it. So, which, hey, yeah, I guess there is a picture that has the Lost Galaxy Rangers without belts. That's not how it's supposed to be at all, though. Not in the slightest. So his just somehow doesn't have a belt. One person, this was really kind of interesting, got both the Yellow Ranger figures in, but only got sent one of them because both boxes had Lost Galaxy Yellow in them, even though one of them was supposed to be SPD Yellow. So that's a new one. That's very similar to, what was it? Was it the Dino Charge Blue? There was that one Wave 13 one where it got a putrid inside or something weird like that. So that's a lot less common than the hand problem or the missing accessories problem or whatever, but it's still not a good thing at all. So honestly, just huge thank God that we're getting the plastic packages back in 2024, because clearly they're never going to fix this in the plastic-free era, and it's just going to keep happening. So that's great. So next up for this week, we had Wave 14 releasing in the US. So we knew that this was going to happen very soon because we started having Pulse didn't send out any shipping soon emails, but Entertainment Earth had, and even Amazon started bumping it up. We talked about that last weekend, and they have. So Wave 14 has started to arrive from Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, and Hasbro Pulse, and some people have even gotten them from Amazon, which I will be leaving a link to them in the description below. Currently, I believe Lost Galaxy Pink and Dino Fury Blue are shipping from Amazon, or at least they're shipping sooner than Mesagog and Dino Thunder Black. In fact, I'm supposed to be getting my Dino Fury Blue the day that you're seeing this episode of Lightning Storm, so hopefully that's arrived, and hopefully he's all good. But because of the release, we've had some really nice photos of Wave 14 out there, and honestly, this wave looks really solid. I really haven't seen too many quality control problems whatsoever. I think there was one Lost Galaxy Pink I saw that was missing a hand or something, because you know how that goes. I think there was one broken Dino Thunder Black that I saw. Haven't really seen any problems with Dino Fury Blue, and I really haven't seen any problems ever with Mesagog, which is great because he's a fantastic figure. And because of that, we have some really nice pictures, especially since Maya is releasing as well, of the completed Lost Galaxy team, which looks fantastic, the completed Dino Thunder team, and the now half-complete Dino Fury team that we have from Wave 14. Honestly, I think Wave 14 is one of the strongest waves. It has a really good selection. It completes two teams alongside other releases that are happening right now. It gives you a villain for a team that they just completed. It makes another team half complete. It's a really good selection and has really been timed well with other releases. I think this is a fantastic wave. However, it's really going to get no time to breathe, even though it's about to become the most, not abundant wave, but it's going to be the wave that's going to show up in stores and stuff next soon. Because Wave 15 is already out. So this is crazy. So every single summer without fail, it usually doesn't happen until June or July, so I can't even wait to see what's going to happen when we get to those months, because Lightning Collection always has the biggest and craziest news during those months of the year. However, Wave 15 is out in the Philippines, not in the US or anywhere else like that yet, but Oh my god, so we literally just got 14. We just got it, and 15 is out now. The whole thing, the whole wave. So Turbo Red, Lightspeed Blue, and RPM Yellow. At least some of these come from the toy store Thunderbreaks Hobbies, and I think some of them are also from Toy Kingdom, I think it was, based off the photos that we have so far. 15 is a weird one, because it's not supposed to be out, according to pre-orders, until October. Now granted, we know Lightning Collection release dates are completely meaningless, but I still thought that they would maybe be somewhere around that. I was expecting maybe at least like July or August at the earliest, but not May. Not right when 14 was coming out. So we don't know what it's going to actually release in the US. This could be kind of like what happened with 14, where Mesagog came out in January before Wave 14 was even announced. And now, of course, we are now nearly 5 months after that when it's actually getting released in the US. So that could be the case with this, but in that one, it was a weird one-off. That was the only figure in the wave that came out so early. That's how I was able to review it back in February. But Wave 15, this is the whole thing. So I haven't even finished paying for my Wave 14 and don't even have it all yet. So can we get that first before we get 15? Especially because of the fact that this is the first. This is a historic moment in Lightning Collection history, because this is the first time ever, and I made sure to go through all the waves to check. This is the very first time ever that we are caught up on wave releases without either having the next wave revealed or at least leaked. Because we do not have any listings at all for Wave 16. We do not have any character selection leaks at all for Wave 16. I have not heard any concrete information from any of my sources about Wave 16. The only thing that I've heard of is that the line is not dead after 15. That we are going to get a 16, but I have not, and all my other sources have not heard yet what it is. So that's crazy, because in theory, since this wave is coming out so early, we could, in theory, get one more wave squeezed in to release in the back half of 2023. We're going to need a wave revealed at PulseCon, because that happens every single year. We've had at least one wave revealed every year at PulseCon. So it's crazy that we are caught up on this, and we don't know what's in 16. We don't even know if 16 is 3 figures or 4 figures. So we're just in this really interesting spot, because as of right now, this is it for retail releases for the Lightning Collection. Of course, it's not out readily all over the place, just in the Philippines, but when it does eventually show up, which might be sooner than October, if we don't know Wave 16 by October, it's going to be really strange. Alright, so next up for this week, we had a really crazy leak. I can't even believe this happened. I'm still so excited about this. So excited about this. So let me set the scene, right? So I'm out at dinner on Sunday night, and I get a DM from the Morphin Museum on Twitter, and I'm like, oh, okay, let me just open that up. Omega Red? Huh? So it was an eBay listing to a prototype figure of Omega Red. The yet-to-be-announced Omega Red from the 4-pack that I told you guys about a couple months ago. Holy shit. So this was just a random eBay listing up there. I went to the profile, and it had already sold. It sold for like $50-something the day before. Actually, last Saturday, when the last episode of Lightning Storm came out. So this happened last Sunday. And I was like, oh my god. And I went to the listing, I went to the page. The page is just full of prototypes for a number of different toys. But like, this was just absolutely crazy. It wasn't labeled Omega Ranger or anything like that. It was just labeled like Power Rangers 6-inch prototype. I don't even know how Morphin Museum possibly stumbled upon that. And I really wish that it was stumbled upon a day before, because I would have bought it. I totally would have bought it. But here it is. So this is our first look at the Omega Ranger figure that we're going to be getting. Now, based off of the helmets, because the Omegas do have unique helmets based off of the element that they're based off of, we can tell that this is the red Omega Ranger based off of the position of the triangle. The figure, of course, is not painted fully in any capacity. I actually took the picture and photoshopped it to kind of be more akin to what we're going to sort of expect. Obviously, I'm not good at Photoshop. It's kind of the best I was able to do with it, but kind of just to give us an idea. What's really cool about this figure, from what we can tell, is that there's sculpted detail on the chest for like the diamond pattern. There's some sculpted detail onto the arms and such like that. The hand has the Omega Morpher sculpted on there, which I painted in my prototype. I don't know if Hasbro would actually paint the hand like that. I would hope so, since they molded it in there and it is like a unique thing to that hand. Also, due to the fact that I'm still expecting this 4-pack to be our PulseCon exclusive for the year, I just don't see this being released any other way. I don't see it as a fan channel or another Amazon or anything like that. This just like has convention exclusive like written all over it for me. But we can also see that the shoulder pads look like they might be limiting the articulation a little bit. Same thing with the leg joint, with the kind of the extra bands that kind of continue past the waist. It's really hard to tell by just this one picture. And of course, this picture also didn't have any of his accessories, which I know is just going to be his sword and additional hands and probably an effect piece, because we know, or I've told you guys, that there is no Jason head sculpt with this. There's not going to be head sculpts in this 4-pack at all, because for whatever reason, multi-packs don't get them for Lightning Collection. But I'm super hyped about this, because I knew that the leak was real. I've posted information about the leak and about the listing and everything for it, so I knew that it was happening for sure. But to actually like see it, like it feels so much more real now, and I'm just like, yeah, let's go. So I don't know when they're gonna actually reveal this set. The closer we get to the summer, and I feel like we could probably see it as early as June, maybe even July, probably or somewhere around then. That's kind of when they reveal convention exclusives, if it is that, which, like I said, I still think that it is. But it's really cool to get this first look at it, and I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out on this eBay page to see if more go up or to see what happens with this, because that was very unexpected. Alright, and with that is going to do it for this week's episode of Lightning Storm. Of course, until next time, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts about anything I talked about down in the comments below. Also, I want to plug it one more time here. I plugged it last week, but my buddy John Green from GrnRngr.com is still running his Lightning Collection 2023 survey until the end of this Monday, May 29th. So be sure to check that out if you haven't. It takes like 10 to 15 minutes to fill in. It's just a cool little unofficial survey to kind of just get a grasp on, like, you know, the figures that people like in the Lightning Collection, what they don't like about it, what they want to see for it. It's just kind of some interesting analytics and metrics there that I always find really, really fascinating. So that will be linked in the description below, alongside the Amazon Wave 14 affiliate links to help out the channel. And that's going to be it here for today. So of course, until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter, the GrnRngr or LightningFigBR, and I'll see you all in Lightning Storm, the series where lightning always strikes twice. To wrap up this video, I'd like to thank my $5 and above patrons: Jurassic Samurai, Maggot Alchemist, Robert Browning, Static Thunder, Brendan Overland, Maji Yellow, MCPC Studios, Comics 1017, James Darty, John Luke, Eric Berry, Tyler Bezetsky, Matthew Thorne, Josh Landry, Pyramidus, CPT Tesla, Cross SCV, Caboose Ed, Socket Monsters, Anthony Love, Daniel Pika, Hella Geo, Thrasher, Jesus Prime, and TL Warrior Thomas. You can support Toku Topics for as little as $1 a month on my Patreon, linked in the description below.